Drive is so hard to search. Like even though Google's a search company, I don't think its search is that good. So being able to use Claude is a huge win.
Yeah, so this is the most recent one. This is what I talked about with the super guys about like planning that vacation, and when the memory MCP is like ended up being really useful to me. Because it was like, oh, your 5-year-old likes crystals. There's a place you can go mine for crystals here. It's like $30 for a bucket, and it's in between your stay in Lake Tahoe, so you don't have to drive 4 hours straight. Like you can break it up and get some exercise kind of thing. But yeah, it can get all this context. You can view the full document or pull it in or whatever. So it's pretty easy to use that. Like they are MCPs. They're calling them connectors because I think MCP is probably intimidating for less technical people. But they finally made the update. At first it was just on desktop and you had to configure it there. Now they're running it in browser and cloud, which is nice.
So let's say you weren't on the Google stack, you were stuck in Microsoft. Could you do this there too?
Let's see. I feel like they do have an Outlook collector or connector. Oh, I broke it. Leave it to me. I have, that is like
I had
my
a model launch
PM
yesterday, but maybe
superpower.
they're a little bit bland.
Let's see if desktop is broken too. Yep, okay. You're supposed to be able to get there from the actual app.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So they've got Notion, Figma, let's see, Microsoft, MS Learn Docs. No Outlook as far as I can see, but I don't know if that's like a common one for Cursor. What about Clarity? No. Microsoft is a little bit behind on getting this stuff out the door. You got Vercel, PostHog, Netlify, all these specific ones. You can connect to ClickUp. Chrome DevTools is sweet, actually, especially now that the Cursor browser or the Cursor agent has browser use. So it can go in there, it can pull DevTools report, and it can actually like test new functionality that you're working on in your local instance. Not that I totally trust it blindly, right, for testing anything, but it's a nice extra step instead of like go to the browser, copy the console error, paste it back in. But yeah, this is a long list of all sorts of different tools. Like Firecrawl is a developer tool, but I've used it to pull data, like shape data and shape context for different tools and stuff too. Even pulling like our color swatches down, honestly. It's just easier. Amplitude, if you have product data in there, you can pull that in and kind of like, because sometimes even if I'm in a coding space, I'll think in that coding space, right? Like what does the data say? And you just shift Claude Code to plan mode instead, or whatever the case is.
Awesome. So this is the operating system for AI native PMs. One thing that sticks out to me is this is a lot of AI tool licenses, a lot of IT requests, a lot of money to be spending. Can you just walk through what are the different licenses that teams should be getting access to their teams, or product leaders should be getting access for their PMs here?
Yeah, I think the big ones, right, like, are what level of access you give to. So, and depending on how technical your PMs are, right, like maybe JIRA is enough, or if you're in linear or whatever the case is, but I think like read access for AI tools versus write if you're conservative. I think at a personal level, some of these are free, right? And some of them are being done separately, like using the Gemini app. I use that through my personal email, which is on Workspace, and I play around with that. Or AI Studio is free with any Google account. And as long as your team's aware of like, hey, let's not take a bunch of IP or like private information or product specific things that are internal and bring it in there, like you can still conceptually get a lot done outside, right? Like if you're just trying to come up with ideas and then bring them into your tools like Figma, for example, or set up your own sample app. That's like an example or use case for what you're trying to do before you spin it up internally or have a developer start working on it, or even start building up your own private repo for your own internal apps kind of thing. So I think that's how I tend to navigate it, is like 90% of some of this thought and planning work doesn't actually need a ton of private context or private data or company information. But if you're actually working out of this day to day, I think your core tools. So if you have JIRA, you have Confluence, or you have Notion and you have Linear, or whatever the case is, the like easy first step for PMs to start working this way is just connect it to where the actual knowledge they care about lives. Like, what are my requirements? How can I get a pulse on dev progress? You know, like little things like that.
Okay, so to summarize the licenses you should be getting for your team, sounds like we can do the $20 a month Manus plan, probably the $100 or $200 a month Claude plan, potentially the free version of Cursor, is that right?
Yeah. I think you can, especially if you're paying higher end for Claude, I don't think you actually need the Cursor agent if you're not doing actual dev work. And even then, you can use Claude Code for most of it. And I'll say for the Claude paid plan, the way that we're handling this internally, even not just in product, is like, why don't you start and show me that you're using it, right? Like that you're getting some value out of it on a $20 a month plan or whatever the case is. And then if you show me you're doing it and it's helping you and you're leveraging it in the way that's like moving things forward, happy to bump it up. And then if you start hitting limits on that, you're actually using it, like we can bump it up again. And that way you're not just giving everybody a blanket $200 a month plan that can add up pretty quickly if they're not really using it, but you have them like building habits that are using it productively. And then it's $200 a month is nothing, right? Compared to how many hours of work it's saving them at that point.
Nice. And then they might need access to the Pro plan of Google AI Studio and Nano Banana Pro if they're doing a lot of generations. So potentially $20 a month. So the minimum viable AI native PM stack, what I'm hearing, $20 a month for Claude, $20 a month for Manus, $20 a month for the Gemini package. So in this episode, we've been talking about how all these tools connect together. And one of the tools, the center of the stack for some of the best AI native PMs, well, that's today's episode sponsor, Linear. You just saw Mike pull from JIRA and Confluence, but here's the thing. Linear has basically the best system of record for the top teams. There's a reason OpenAI, Perplexity, and Vercel use it. Even Cursor uses it. Linear is built for speed, and those teams need speed. And here's what makes Linear different, is Linear built for agents. With Linear agents, you can call something like a Cursor agent to code for you or a Claude Code agent to code for you simply on a task. This is a really cool workflow for AI PMs to actually make changes to production code. There's a reason already 60% of enterprise Linear accounts are using these agents. I spent 6 months doing a deep dive on Linear. I talked to their CEO, their head of product, their head of design, their COO. And what amazed me is that they are operating like teams from the future. Over $1 billion valuation with just 2 PMs. And that's because Linear uses Linear to build Linear. And if you want to build like Linear or like OpenAI or Cursor, then you need to check out linear.app/Akash. That's linear.app/AAKASH. The coolest thing is that you get a free year of Linear's paid plan, a $600 value, completely free for becoming an annual subscriber to my newsletter. So check it out. Either go get a discount at that link or become an annual subscriber and get a full year free of Linear. And now back into today's episode with Mike. I hope you enjoyed that short clip. You can check out the full episode here.